Jeffrey Toobin is our chief legal analyst and former federal prosecutor. He has a new CNN op-ed up that we're going to talk about a little bit here called Attorney General Merrick Garland, Don't Prosecute Donald Trump. Okay, why, Jeffrey?
Because based on the available evidence, there is no crime that Donald Trump has committed. Was his behavior outrageous? Was it terrible? Was it something that if he'd remained in office probably would have been impeachable? Absolutely. But criminal law is something different. There are very specific requirements regarding intent, regarding actions that limit what the criminal law can do. And so far, based on the available evidence, I don't think there's anything you could prosecute Donald Trump for.
Norm?
Brianna, it's nice to be back with you and with my old friend Jeff Toobin. What he says is provocative. It'll wake you up in the morning. But Brianna, it's totally wrong. Right now, we live in a system where Donald Trump tested our most fundamental legal precept. No one is above the law. If the Attorney General discovers evidence that Donald Trump did wrong, of course he should be investigated and prosecuted. And Brianna, contrary to Jeff, there's already substantial evidence to predicate an investigation, to open an investigation. When you have a president who says to the Georgia Secretary of State, just find 11,780 votes, or says to his own acting attorney general, just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me. Those are the statements of someone who knows
What's the crime, Norm?
that he did wrong. Jeff, it's election, potentially. All I'm arguing is that, of course, the Attorney General should investigate it. And when you say there's little reason to even open a criminal investigation, that's wrong. The potential crimes, election fraud, obstruction of an official proceeding, a conspiracy to defraud the United States, and on and on and on.
Well, on and on.
It must be investigated, Jeff. It must be investigated.
All those statutes you mentioned, the election fraud, conspiracy to defraud, obstruction of justice, they have specific intent requirements. They have requirements that say you have to prove that the defendant intended to violate the law, intended to do wrong. What's the evidence that, usually when you prosecute someone a specific intent crime, you have to show that they lied about what they do. I mean, what they did, they covered it up. What Donald Trump did was in plain sight. And for better or worse, every indication is that he actually believes that there was fraud in this investigation. So telling people to investigate fraud does not appear to me to be evidence of a crime. Do you think his speech on January 6th, where he said, let's march to the Capitol, let's be strong, do you think that was a crime that he should go to jail for?
Seriously, Jeff? Now you want us to believe that Donald Trump was speaking the truth? You wrote in your op-ed that Trump would assert he was seeking to uphold the law, and we're supposed to believe him. Jeff, this was a person who lied 30,000 times. We're not going to believe him for the first time now, and I think it's equally plausible and more than plausible enough for the Attorney General to open an investigation that when Donald Trump says to the Georgia Secretary of State, just find 11,780 votes, or when he says to his own acting Attorney General, just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me, he knew that there was no basis. Look at the ridiculous grounds for his claim. He knew there was no basis. He's a serial liar. Of course we shouldn't believe that. And cut off, and Jeff, and cut off an investigation? How can you say there's little reason to investigate? The Attorney General must investigate this. And Jeff, to your point about the law, we prosecute this kind of thing all the time. A government official in United States versus DeMuro last year in Philly was charged for adding ballots to increase the vote totals for candidates and certifying the fraudulent tallies.
Of course he was prosecuted.
That's election
Come on,
fraud.
Norm, let me talk
Donald
for a
Trump
second.
should be investigated.
But what, urging people to investigate is very different from stuffing a ballot box, which is what that case was about.
Excuse me, you should never have written there is little reason to even open a criminal investigation. investigation. That is wrong, Jeff. You know better. You were a prosecutor.
I certainly was, and that's why I wrote this, because, you know, there are people out there, including you, including many people, who hate Donald Trump and think he was a terrible president.
No, I do not hate Donald Trump. I worked on his transition, Jeff. I volunteered to help before I found out what a crook he was. I volunteered to help. I do not hate Donald Trump. I do not live with hate in my heart for anyone. I think there's good reason to believe he violated the law, and there should be an investigation. Jeff, this is the United States of America.
You know,
one of the
touchstones, Norm, you know more about dictatorships than most people. You know a lot about what life was like behind the Iron Curtain. One of the touchstones of despotic countries is that when the new people come in, they criminally prosecute the old people. That is a touchstone of dictatorships and despotism. We have a tradition in this country that we don't do that. Now, it is true. No one is above the law. No one, that is not an absolute policy. But you should not prosecute people in this country unless you are absolutely sure. Should you disgrace them? Should you impeach them? Impeachment is very different. Well, you and I agreed that Donald Trump should be impeached for the multiple times he was impeached. That's one thing. But criminal law is another. It's about locking people up. And it's important for the civil liberties in this country that we only use that power when there is absolutely clear evidence of violation of federal law. I don't see it here. I don't think we're going to see it here. And I think that's a very different scenario from impeachment.
Jeff, when you said I know a lot about despotism, I thought maybe my kids had been saying things on social media about my abilities as a dad. It's true. I served as an ambassador in a country. I served as an ambassador in a country where the a communist regime had been in place and the Iron Curtain fell. But I learned another lesson there, Jeff. You have to balance this principle that we don't normally, it's a norm. We don't normally prosecute ex-presidents, but you have to balance it against the law and the evidence. And it would be even worse if the Attorney General found compelling evidence that would lead anybody else to be prosecuted, as Mr. DeMuro was. And Jeff, a former Congressman, Ozzie Myers, is about to stand trial for the same thing, the same kind of conduct that Trump engaged in, but on a smaller scale. It would be terribly wrong, even worse than prosecuting an ex-president, if there were compelling evidence that the same crimes had been committed. And I think the statement, just find 11,780 votes, just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me, that's enough evidence to open an investigation. The Attorney General has to balance the norm that you describe against the principle that no one is above the law.
The answer to, I mean, yes, the problem with what you're saying is you are assuming facts that don't exist yet. I mean, sure, you know, you can investigate in the hopes of finding something, but what I was writing about is what the facts are now. And what the facts are now is that there is not evidence that Donald Trump committed any crime. That you know, so I mean, you can always
Jeff,
say,
well,
let's investigate and hope to find something, but that's not, you know, that's not evidence. That's a hope. And what I'm writing about is what the evidence actually is. And the evidence is he gave a terrible speech. He was, he behaved badly with his attorney general. But is that a crime? Is that something that we're going to throw Donald Trump in jail for? Is that, you want to have that dominate the news for the next 3 years to be the only story that any of us cover if Donald Trump is prosecuted? I don't think so. I don't think that is helpful for the country. I don't think there's evidence to support it. And I don't think the Biden administration should do it.
Jeff, you're ignoring the evidence that I'm presenting you with. When a president says, we now know, we have the tape. I've listened to the tape, as I'm sure you have as well.
And I don't want to get overly technical.
Jeff,
that's a Georgia. There is a possible Georgia crime violated, but the Georgia law. But I was talking about federal law.
I'm going to come to Georgia. I'm talking about the federal evidence, Jeff. Just find 11,780 votes. Just a statement to his AG. Just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me. Come on. You know it's wrong. Let me finish, Jeff.
Okay.
You know it's wrong when you wrote there's little reason to even open a criminal investigation. At least take that back, Jeff. Of course, the Attorney General. He has concrete evidence of corrupt intent here. You expect me to believe that Trump was telling the truth? Of course, the Attorney General should take a hard look at this. Now, nobody is saying, I'm not saying, rush to a prosecution. You know, and I know, we don't have all the information the AG has. But Jeff, you're going to look bad, and the country's going to look bad. That's what matters. If emails come out, witnesses come out, other evidence comes out. If we took your principle, we could never investigate a white-collar case. So yes, the AG must investigate. At least admit you were wrong to say there's little reason even to open a criminal investigation, my friend.
You just began a whole series of statements with if. If there's evidence of this, if there's evidence of that. Of course, if there is evidence of, that Donald Trump was one of the people who invaded the Capitol, who was on the floor of the Senate, yes, then he should be prosecuted. But there is not evidence now.